Hi, good morning. I'm Brett Westbrook. I am the program manager for ArchivesSpace. That's the second of the spaces to be talked about this morning, but it was actually the first. Oh, you're right, it wasn't the first. It was the first release of the space. What I'm going to do is give basically an overview of the ArchivesSpace program. I'm going to look back at some of the highlights of 2014 and then look at kind of where we're trying to get to in 2015, or some of the directions we're starting out, or paths we're starting out on. Some basic facts. ArchivesSpace began in September 2009 as a project. It was supported by three ARL libraries: NYU, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and the University of California, San Diego. And it was funded into two phases by the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation. The first phase was a planning phase, and the second was an implementation. The project itself was instigated for integrating the best features of Archon and the Archivist Toolkit applications into a next generation open source archives information management system. In 2013, September, ArchivesSpace became a member-supported program, and it now has an organizational home at Lyrasis as well. It has a governance board and advisory councils and a dedicated staff. Some of the highlights of 2014 are that we produced 4 releases over the course of the year. January, March, May, and then October. We also just issued a new release yesterday afternoon, which was intended as a holiday gift present for everybody, but we didn't quite make it out the door due to some complicated bug problems, as well as to staff having holiday hours. At the beginning of January of this year, we now have 193 organizational members, and that's an increase of 110 over the 82 that we had last year. We have increased the user and technical advisory councils have become very important parts of the ArchivesSpace community and have helped to advance the application considerably. We've produced bylaws after considerable months of drafting, redrafting, and legal review, and we've doubled our staff size. And this is our current staff, and as you can see with Angela's name there, we have an intersection with ArchivesSpace, and she is also representing Lyrasis among our staff. All of these people together represent about 4.75 FTE. The 3 developers on our staff now, having 2 more than we did all last year, is going to give us a lot of opportunity to address some development needs of the application. And right now, starting out in January, we know that we have 334 user stories that have been submitted by member organizations or staff of member organizations pretty much since the inception of ArchivesSpace, but a lot of them came in at the end of 2014 as well. The community is going to be prioritizing these user stories over the next couple of weeks, and that will start to give us a roadmap for our development in 2015. The user stories represent 20 functional areas, but many of them are pertinent to areas that have not been developed very robustly since the beginning of the ArchivesSpace program. That includes the public interface, which has largely been neglected, It includes the digital object module, and it also includes the building of some time-saving devices in the application. All of this work will be consolidated into 4 tracks, which is parallel with the three developers. And as you can see, we're going to do sprints and 1 release per quarter. I'm going to segue right into a demo here in this room, I believe. And I'll be glad to ask more questions about this development roadmap that is taking shape, as well as any other aspects about ArchivesSpace. And I will give a demo of the application.
Great, thank you.